Welcome to the Kinda Girly podcast, where we kind of talk about everything and we're girls, so it works. Today I'm with Izzy and Emilisa, and my name is Kalyn.
Hey, Kalyn!
Save the best for last.
All hail Kalyn.
Hope I don't get flagged for that. By the NFL. That's the NFL, right?
Oh, I think so.
Sports. I don't know, Will. Is that the NFL? I asked the wrong one. I don't know why I thought Will would know.
Well, hello, guys. Today we're going to talk about college. Is college worth it to go to? Is college for everybody? Is college expensive? All those good questions that every student has.
Mm-hmm. So first off, you are in college, Izzy?
I'm in college, but I'm going to community college, which is the difference. I'm not going to a university, but yes, I am technically in college.
I went to community college.
I went to a college, a 4-year degree at Western Kentucky University. Woo.
Woo, 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 woo. Ma'am, if you want to talk about it, you want to sound more exciting.
It's not that exciting. It was like 5 minutes from my house. So Go Big Red.
Yeah.
Our mascot was this red blob that looked like a period stain, but he was supposed to represent the top of the hill because our university is built on a hill because we're called the Hilltoppers, but he was red. He literally looks like a period stain.
I don't think they chose the best one for that.
No, and it's also built on top of a hill.
That's a really weird way to describe it.
A period stain, yes.
Very strange.
I've had to look at him since I was like 5, so I've had plenty of time to think about this.
That's crazy.
Nice.
We can start off as like how much college costs.
Too damn much.
College
Honestly.
is very expensive. A lot of people, I mean, you can do financial aid, you can do student loans, but at the end of the day, it's thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys have FAFSA? That's a national thing,
Yeah,
right?
like,
FAFSA.
I did for a couple years.
They didn't give me nada.
But
I was like, dang, man.
They kind of dangled it in my face and went, oops.
see, that's the thing that sucks. So, like, if you have parents that make you money, you don't get FAFSA. However, whenever you go to college, you're already an independent person. You have your own place, your own everything, and your parents don't pay for your college.
Exactly.
But if your parents make good money, then you're kind of screw on that.
I mean, some parents will pay for your college, but even then, like in my situation, I have 2 other siblings and myself, and we don't make that much to where they can support. I mean, thankfully, we are in a place where we can, thankfully, but it's not like if we didn't have support from like our grandparents and stuff like that, we wouldn't be able to afford all 3 of us going to college. And university, like a big top tier university, that is out of the question.
Oh, for real. I had a dream that I wanted to go to NYU. And so I started the application process. First off, that thing is a mile-long application process for NYU. And you want to tell me for a year with no scholarships, and this isn't even thinking about the dorm or anything, that was over $40,000 a year, close to $50,000 a year for just tuition.
That's insane.
And that's not including how you're going to survive while you go to
Dorm,
college.
Food, books, materials, transportation. That
Bills.
doesn't include any of that.
Yeah.
Car payments, all those bills.
And my brothers and I, we both go to like a community college, so it's not like we over here living large. We're doing it in a economical fashion.
The only reason I was able to go to a 4-year university was because it was right down the street. So, you have like the in-state, out-of-state tuition. In-state was close to about 10,000 and out-of-state was over 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, a big jump.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm a minority. Blazing. And so that was one of the few times in my life where it paid off to be a minority in a very, very white part of the country. Because they're like, hey, we need you colored folks to come over here. We're going to give you some money. So, yeah, I got money from, being oppressed. And I think that's where a bulk of my money came from, being in state and being a minority and being, part of the honors college at my school. So, like, grades mattered a little bit.
Yeah.
I was never good with college. I never had good grades. I mean, I passed on my classes, but college is not for everybody. College is hard. College, they give you classes that have nothing to do with your degree, such as government, history, art, all those classes that you have to take that have nothing to do with your degree.
Those gen eds are such a waste of time, and I would not mind them if I didn't have to pay for them. You're making me pay to take physics. I'm going to school for film. I'm going to struggle enough as it is.
Cash grab. They try to get that bank.
The gen eds too, they don't teach you anything. They tried to make me take Spanish again after I took it years ago in high school, and then they expect me to take Spanish 3. Why? So I can still not know how to speak Spanish?
Especially if you're coming straight out of high school like me. I'm so glad that I took college classes in high school, because if I had to do classes like that again in college, I would have screamed.
Yeah, I ended up not taking it and taking women's studies online.
I was very, I don't want to say irresponsible, because that's not who I was, but I went to 9 different high schools. So
9?
Yeah. So thinking about college classes in high school, that wasn't my thing. My thing was like getting to know people.
Yeah.
For like 2 months before I moved into the next school. Yeah.
Ain't no problem with that.
Yeah. Something I did want to talk about was that college was not for everyone, and the fact that a lot of people go to school just because your parents, your teachers, any adult around you, they pursue you thinking college is a way to success. Which is not. Yeah. It is in a lot of cases, but it's not for some cases.
It's not the 100% definite way, the only way
it's not
that you will become successful.
Definitely.
And that is how society, especially the United States, makes it out to be.
Yes. And then going to college is not just, it's surviving while you're in college. It's like if you're paying out of pocket or with the student loans, you still have to survive and you still have to work, because not everybody is blessed where parents pay for school and parents still give you money for bills and for everything else to survive. So if you have to pay out of pocket and you have to work and go to school, that's really hard, because going to school full time is already really hard, because you have to study a lot. But then if you work, then when do you have time to study? It's a very hard phase of your life.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not full time. I'm only taking 3 classes, but I do also work. And I mean, it's difficult for me to imagine how people can be full time and work almost full time as well. Because there's people out there that do it.
I did it. When I moved out of my parents' house, I was only 18. I went to college. I had FAFSA, but I still had to work because it wasn't enough. So I worked and I went to school, and that was my excuse that my grades were not the highest. So I was like, sorry, I had to work a lot. But it is true. It's something that it's a very hard thing. And if you're not the person that's excited to go to college, then sometimes college is not for you. And sometimes you drop out of class, and then there goes thousands of dollars that you wasted.
I think the hard thing, though, is in high school, you're kind of like constantly, especially your senior year, talking about college. Yes. Where are you going? What's your ACT score or SAT, whatever you have to take? And for me, it always felt like a natural step. Of course, after high school, I'm obviously going to go to college. If I don't go to college, then I'm going to join the military. That was never an option for me. I was not going to join the military. I support our troops, though, in bed. I'm married to an Army dude.
It's like, whoa.
I support him every night. Anyway, but yeah, so like to me, it never seemed like another option to do anything. And it was kind of like, it was never said blatantly. But community college was kind of like that. That's where the bad kids go because they couldn't afford to go anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And it's not like an actual alternative. Because if you don't go to a university, then what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think from my experience, I did go to college. I did get a degree, but I don't even use it. And now I'm a real estate agent that it took 6 months for me to get the real estate license. And then it just took a couple months to get experience of it. And that's how it is with multiple jobs, like trade schools that you can be a carpenter, electrician, a plumber, welding. There's so many jobs with trade schools that are like 6 months, 8-month classes that you get a degree for it, and it's not thousands of dollars like college is. And there's a lot of jobs there with trade school that you can get paid very well. And I don't think parents tell you that or teachers tell you that.
Or school, nobody.
And now that I learned this, like when I have a kid, I'm not gonna pressure him to go to college. I'm gonna be like, hey, if you want to do something else, it's totally okay. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be an adult one day and you want to do something that you enjoy. Because working at a place that you don't enjoy, but you get paid well, it is not fun.
Yeah.
You have the money, but you will not be happy.
You will not feel fulfilled.
I mean, I went to school for film. Do you know how much better off I would have been if I could have just jumped into like being a PA and worked my way up? Because that's not something you need to go to school for. I learned so much more in the past couple of months working here than I actually did in school because it was sitting down and doing textbook. But unfortunately, a lot of other degrees and stuff, they require you to have the education and experience on top of that. But I can't get the experience without the education. I can't get the education or the job without the experience. It's like
which one you want, man?
Yeah, I can't have it all. I just graduated, and now you want me to have 12 years of experience to get this entry level job.
And that's what they do. They don't tell you these things. They don't tell you, okay, you go to college, you get out from you, and then you graduate, and then you get your dream job. That is not how it works. Like 90% of the places, once you graduate, you still have thousands of student loans, and then you have to find a job. And when you do, 90% of the times they're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't have experience. Sorry, we need somebody with experience."
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to get experience if they don't give it to you? And in that meantime, you still have to find something else to pay your bills.
Or they'll give you a job, but they ain't gonna pay you for it.
You're barely gonna have enough to pay back your student loans.
Yeah.
Maybe, because student loans are ridiculous. I was blessed I didn't have student loans for my undergrad, but for my graduate, oh my goodness, that is not a cute thing to get every single month.
I make
and
payments.
I can't imagine like having to do that on top of having to support myself in every other aspect of life and just expect they just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of student loans, and I graduated years ago, and I'm still making payments of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm expected to continue paying mine until I'm like 33, 34, which is stupid. I graduated from my graduate school in 2019, and I'm still expected. That was just a year's worth, and I'm going to be paying it off until I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Parents, teachers, any person that is around you that tells you, hey, you should go to college, they should explain to you how, it takes years for you to get a degree. It takes lots of money after that for you to graduate. And then they should tell you, hey, you're not going to get a job right away. And if you do, they're not going to pay you what you think they're going to pay you. Like, they have to tell you all these things. And they should tell your kids, you should tell your own kids in the future how there's other options other than college.
See, and that's the sad thing for me is other than the military, I don't know any other options. Like trade schools, that always sound like a fantasy thing. Like we know it exists, but does anyone actually go to a trade school?
I didn't think about it because my mom, she even did her master's and she was a teacher. So in her mind, it's like college is the best thing for you.
Yeah.
So college. So me, I was like, okay, even if I wanted to do something else, I feel like I have the pressure of doing college, and that doesn't make you a bad parent. It just makes you to do the best for you. However, is that really what you want in life, And I did it just to make my mother happy. And I told myself, oh, this is the best thing for me. But once I graduated, I was like, I have a degree with business. I was like, what am I gonna do with business? Am I gonna open my business one day? What am I gonna do with accounting? And then I had all these loans, and now I'm a stripper.
Whoa, plot twist.
No, and now I do real estate, and I'm never going to use a business degree. And a lot of college students, I feel like they do that. They have a degree that they don't use.
Yeah, especially in today's world where the internet is so big.
You can make money from internet.
You can make
Everybody
money
is
from
a
the
filmmaker nowadays.
For real. Preach it.
Makes me so mad.
It's like those young kids that are on YouTube, and it's like 1 million views, and then they get money. I'm like,
yeah.
Or those TikTok people, they're like,
oh.
And that's it.
No, Kayla, don't do that.
You can't see Kayla, but she's really good at it.
If you want to see me, go check us out on our YouTube page, Kind of Girly Podcast.
Plug it.
Yes.
You don't want to see me dancing.
Oh.
I do.
No, I'm a bad dancer.
I want to see you drunk dance. I feel like that's funny.
Oh, that's when I've been feeling myself. I'm like, yes, I can do it.
Me too.
Yes.
I be feeling like I can twerk when I'm tipsy. And I know I can't. Nothing's moving back there.
I can twerk for like 10 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, that's it. My legs are tired.
I get myself scoliosis trying to twerk.
I don't know how people can twerk for a long time and I get tired.
I guess they got more jiggle to wiggle. And so it's just easy.
No. Because at first I was like, okay, I don't have a butt. I cannot twerk. But I see some girls that don't have a butt and they can twerk.
They got it, bro.
I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Little booty's better.
College alternative right there. Stripping. Support the strippers.
No, but I really believe that you should definitely tell your kids that there is more options other than college. Because, I mean, of course, your parents' opinion matters a lot. And if you tell them, hey, you should go to college, a kid will probably do it just to make you happy as a parent. Mm-hmm. But that's not the only option. There is definitely way more options other than college that will definitely be less time, less money, less stress, less everything.
I think it's just figuring out being realistic with yourself about where you're at and what you're trying to do, and knowing that college is not the only option. Mm-hmm. And if you do go to college, realizing, being realistic, like, hey, I spent this much on college. I'm going to make this amount of money. I have these kind of bills, so I need to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, college is a good thing if you want to be a lawyer, a doctor. There's a lot of jobs.
Yeah. Please, God, go to school if you want to be a doctor.
Please. All those type of jobs, then yes, please be in school for 10 years and have a good job one day. Yes. Mm-hmm. However, there's all these other jobs that you don't, that you only do just because you think you're going to make money. Mm-hmm. No.
Don't
Take
feel
your time.
pressured.
Yeah, don't feel pressured. Take your time. Do a lot of research of what you would like to do, and that can save you lots of money and time, for sure.
Experience, for sure. Yeah. Experience is the number one thing, because I didn't realize how big experience was until I started applying for jobs. And they're like, we want you to have this amount of years of experience. I'm like, bitch, where?
Isn't that crazy?
How am I supposed to get that?
Isn't that crazy? Okay, let's say you're 25, you have your bachelor's, and then you have really good grades, and you're like ready to have your dream job because you did really good in school. No, you need at least 3 years of experience.
Where was I supposed to get that?
How? Because
and I can't get the experience if I can't get a job.
Yeah. And you cannot get experience while you go to school either, because you're already working somewhere else, or because you don't get they don't let you have that job.
Man, the job market be screwed up.
They really do.
And it also doesn't help. It doesn't help that all these old people are staying alive longer and they're not retiring.
Yeah.
That also makes it very difficult to find a job. I'm not saying old people die. I'm just saying retire faster.
Gosh, Kalyn.
I don't know what we need to do to get y'all out the working.
Guys, just go enjoy your life. Travel. Yeah. Chill.
It's our time now. Take a relax.
Well, is that when people say it's like, oh, don't work too hard, just travel. Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to travel?
That's probably what they're thinking too.
They're like,
I'm 70 years old.
With what money?
Do you know something I never did that I always wanted to do? Now that we're talking about college. Well, it doesn't really have to do with college, but I always wanted to go to like a really nice neighborhood and ask people, what do you do for a living?
Oh, yeah.
They have YouTube videos like that.
They do?
Well, people driving nice cars.
Yeah, like what do you do for a living? So instead of like, because a lot of them are going to tell you that they didn't go to college.
I've seen a video where he said, I own parking lots. And he's rich. He's rich. I'm like, he just owns parking lots. That's the way, man. That's how you do it. You just got to own parking lots. and then rent them out.
That would be good because it's something that people go in and out all the time. And as long as you get your money? Yeah, you get your mortgage for them the first week, and the rest of it just profit, because it's not something that you invest money every time to have a nicer parking lot.
I think there's a lot of pride in that, though, too, that people don't go for these less like talked about jobs because it's like, what's something that I can flex about online? Like, oh, my kid's like a doctor, my kid's a lawyer, my kid owns parking lots. Not saying, because obviously he makes good money, but I feel like there's a lot of pride with people who like say, I'm gonna go for this job so I can brag about it.
Or it's not even explored. Whenever you're growing up in schools and stuff, they don't tell you these things. They say, be a lawyer, be a doctor.
They don't tell you. You should buy some land, and then like a couple of years from now, you can resell it and make some profit. Yeah. And then you can make some profit out of it, and then buy another land, and then buy a house with it, and then flip the house, and then you make 20 grand. They don't tell you those things. They tell you lawyer, nurse, all the
be a worker stuff for somebody else. Don't be independent.
Yeah, see, and then there's so many things that you can do in your own. So you can be your own boss.
And it's scary, but it just takes courage and taking that step to get there.
And education, and making sure that that kind of information is available to the masses, because that's kind of like, I didn't know you could own a parking lot. I mean, obviously somebody's gonna own that, but I would
didn't
never
know that,
even
Kalyn.
think about that. I don't wake up in the morning like, I wonder who owns this parking lot. No, I just park my little car there and get out. I don't care.
But you know what? Now that you're saying that, that's a really good way to. That's something that it's really good to own, because that's something you don't have to spend money to invest it to make it nicer every time. That's something that it's already there.
You just pave it, own some land, and rent it out. Now it's buying that land that is the harder part,
but you buy land for anything.
Exactly, and it will pay itself back in a few years. And if you know, how
maybe
to do
I'm rich in a couple of years because of Izzy. Give me some ideas.
Everyone's gonna go buy parking lots now.
Start the trend.
Yeah, it matters a lot when you're influenced by your parents. That's something that a lot of parents do as a mistake. I think parents want the best for the kids, and I don't think they do it in a bad way. But I think as a parent, you should, well, not me as a parent, but parents out there, as including my mother, how she pursued me to be a teacher. I was like, no, I cannot deal with 25 kids that are not mine.
That is not an easy job. My mom's a preschool teacher.
No, yeah, my mom too.
Miserable.
No, I'm a bartender on my other side job, and that's kind of like a teacher, instead of dealing with kids, you deal with adults.
Drunk adults.
But with them, I can yell at them and cuss at them, and with kids, no.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
no.
That wouldn't be ideal though.
Not ideal, but you can.
Teachers, like, if you have like a big dry booger there, it's like, that's not your child. Like, you're stuck with that booger because I ain't taking it from you.
Yeah.
Here, let me take that booger.
Well, let me know. What do you guys think? Is college worth it, Izzy?
I think it depends, on what you want to be. I'm not going to come on here and be like, college is evil. Don't go to college. But, do be mindful of the other options out there and if you need to, take a gap year, figure it out, because we're pressured our entire lives to figure out what we want to be, that next step in life, every moment when we're in school. So, take some time to figure out what you want to be, who you want to be, and don't feel bad about that, And if you want to go to college, pursue that dream. Just be mindful of your options and what you're going to get into.
Everybody's journal is different, and a lot of people believe that as soon as you get out of high school, you have to go straight to college, and then you have to get married, and then you have to have kids, and no, that's not how it works. It's like, it's how you want it to be. So, like, if you graduate from high school, and if you don't want to go to college that time, you can wait a year, 2 years to see what you really want to do in life. And then if college is the right thing, then college, it is the right thing for a lot of jobs. Don't get me wrong. It is. But college is not
the end all be
it's
all.
not the end if you don't want to do anything that you need a college degree. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you can do, especially with the technology. You can do cosmetology, you can do trade schools, you can do all these other things that will not take you years to graduate, and it will teach. And then these other programs, you can go straight to learning what you want to learn, not like college, like like how we say government, history, all those classes.
Yeah, exactly. And in the end, you define your happiness and what you believe your success is.
Yes. But don't do it because of your parents, because of your teachers, because of the pressure that you have by every adult around you.
About what success and happiness
is. You definitely want to be mentally happy, and you should do what you want for yourself.
I'm pro college. I love college. I have fun.
Wherever you're like, yeah, man, get a deep up in here. Then
I loved college. I had so much fun. But if you have the option to go. But don't rush to get a job, because I promise you, the job is not going to relieve any more pressure. It just adds more pressure. It just helps pay for another pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, take that time, travel. I know so many people who are like, I would love to travel. They're like in their 40s, been working for 20 plus years. And they're like, oh, I would love to go out of the country. And that's so sad that they're having to wait until they're in their 60s or 70s to step on another country.
Yeah. Isn't that a thing that says when you're young, you have the energy and the time to go, but not the money? When you're middle age, you have the
money, but not the...
You have the money and the time. No, you have the time No. Oh my God. You had the.
You're gonna get there, sweetie.
Hold on. I saw that somewhere.
I think I get what you're saying.
You had no.
Like,
You have you have the time and the energy, but not the money. And when you're older, like retired, you have the time and the money, but not the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't wait
like
until you're like near death's door to start traveling.
No,
like
man.
if you have the option and the ability to, do it as soon as you can and
Enjoy
go
your
for
life.
it. Yeah, enjoy it because you only get one life and life goes by really fast. I swear I was 2 like a couple years ago.
I know.
And now
Okay.
I'm 26.
Back in my day.
I remember when I used to be breastfeeding. I was on the nip
I remember when I poop in the diapers.
just last week.
Oh gosh.
I would love to poop right about now. Constipation is not fun.
Oh
sure.
God.
But college
That's something
is.
we don't want to know.
Everybody pray for Kalyn.
Pray for my bowels 2022. You guys let us know what you think down in the comment section. Are you planning to go to college? What are you going to study? I'm always curious about that because there's so many different degrees out there. If you're going to do one of these alternatives we talked about or have done it, let us know how that worked out for you. I'm curious about that as well because I went, the straight path.
Mm-hmm.
WKU. But yeah, let us know if you're listening through Podbean or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We have a YouTube page, Kind of Girly Podcast. If you're listening through YouTube, we have a podcast, so go check us out on there. We also have a TikTok that we post on, and we have other episodes available for you if you want to go check those out as well. We post every Wednesday. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and whatever else we have. And we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.